2-sentence horror stories. Let's do this again. Let's react, this laugh, this giggle, this get scared. I did a poll on my YouTube in the community part, and I asked if I should do a cartoon conspiracy theory or 2-sentence horror stories, and the voting was a landslide. Everyone said 2-sentence horror stories, which again, I didn't know there was many people that wanted this kind of stuff, and I didn't know there was many people that actually liked my stuff, so I'm just very honored, and let's do this. 2-sentence horror stories for everyone that voted. Love you guys. You already know I'm drinking my pre-workout, so this video might be super energetic. I found this cool website, ranker.com. They have a 2-sentence horror stories that gave us shivers. So I'll leave the link down below if you want to read all of them. There's a bunch of them there, so it seems pretty spooky. So let's start. First up, let's see what happens here. My date took me on a cruise and his fancy glass bottom boat. I didn't know what was scarier. The bloated hands pressed against the glass from below, or their warnings as they pointed to my date. Murderer! Murderer! That's creepy. Ugh. I was scared when I saw my dad chopping wood in the backyard. It scared me even more to see that he was using the axe I killed him with. Uh-oh. What's up with these murdering stories? Like, it's only 2 stories in. It's about murder and killers. My last girlfriend always got creeped out by the 14 weird dolls I kept on display. I have a new girlfriend now, and she wants me to throw out all the 15 of the disturbingly lifelike dolls. Okay, we have a serial killer. We have this serial killer mentality right now because everything we've just read is more of a murderer than a spooky ghost or, you know, a depressed ghost. Oh, this one's good. It goes, as I looked out of my window, I saw a man just standing there. That would have been a lot less creepy if I didn't live on a boat. Yo! Woo! That's creepy. I've been sailing before. I've actually been deep sea swimming where we took a boat and we went miles into the ocean and we went deep sea swimming, and I went pretty deep in there and actually found a sea turtle. Well, anyways, with that being said is I didn't know if that fear existed of me of knowing that I'm in the middle of the ocean. I couldn't see the coastline and there are creatures here. But this guy sees somebody standing pretty much in the middle of the water. I mean, I don't think it's Jesus, but if you're on a boat and you see somebody standing on the water, that's freaking creepy. Oh, this one's creepy. Oh. It goes, they say in space, no one can hear you scream, which begs the question, just what in the hell is that wailing outside the airlocked hatch? Man. That gave me goosebumps, y'all. I've always wanted to go into space. I've always wanted to be an astronaut. And again, I grew up playing a lot of alien-esque horror video games, like, for example, Dead Space, right? And then there's another game, it wasn't horror, but Lost Planet, which was on the Xbox. And I always had this feeling of, like, you know, going into space and visiting other planets. But let's be honest, we don't know if other life exists. I mean, I believe in aliens, but this here just scares the hell out of me because, yes, sound doesn't travel in space. But this here, you're hearing somebody scream right outside of the hatchet. This one's gross. I found a nail in my tire. I think it was my neighbor. I was sure I've gotten every bit of him off my car. That is some Grand Theft Auto-ish right there. You are gross. Ugh. I don't know if a guy's ever told you this story. I was studying music in Guatemala, and in order to get to my school where I studied, I had to cross this very busy intersection. There was no street lights. There was no crosswalks. You just had to cross and God be with you. I remember one day we were going over music, me and my teacher, and all of a sudden you just hear this splat, and it just sounded something out of Final Destination. And I went to look outside and I see this semi truck, and it had just body parts all over the front of the semi truck and just blood and gore all over it. It was something that I would never forget, and maybe this is why I'm so desensitized to horror. Seeing a trail of footprints where there shouldn't be one is never a good sign. Houston, we have a problem. That means that there were footprints in space. Yo. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe there's something out there? Do you think there's demons or fallen angels that became aliens, or there are aliens? You know, there's so many Bible conspiracists that think that aliens are demons, which I kind of do believe that. I want to believe that there are aliens. I'm waiting for an invasion to happen. Like, I was born in the 90s, y'all. Independence Day was amazing. The fact that it happened in LA sucks, but Will Smith kicked some alien ass, so I'm happy for that. But I mean, if I go to space and I see human footprints, or just footprints in general, I will be crying. My company has created conscious AI, 47 times smarter than the humans. We can never learn too much because they keep immediately committing suicide. Is there something that the AI has seen or just figured out that we're just not in the best space and they're even afraid of us? That just made me think a little harder. Damn, that just messed me up a little bit. Wow, this is the most relatable one, and this is probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to anyone. If this happened to you, I'm glad you're still here. Just a little shut eye won't hurt anyone. My eyes slowly shut as my hand slid off the steering wheel. Yo, when I was younger, I used to have this gig in Phoenix, which is like a five and a half hour drive from LA to Phoenix. And I used to do it like every other weekend. And it was a good, fun drive. Like, don't get me wrong. But there was a moment where it was so late and I was so tired that I was like, man, I should pull over and just go to sleep for an hour or so. It was already like 1 in the morning. I was trying to get in LA early because I had a gig that afternoon. And I just remember that I was driving, closed my eyes, and I just hear a honk. And I opened my eyes and I was facing this like 18-wheeler. And by the grace of God, I was able to pull away and miss this 18-wheeler. And from there on out, I was like, yeah, I can't do this ever again. And I think that's the last time I did that gig because I almost died. I fell asleep behind the wheel. And I've heard countless of stories of this happening to a lot of people. Oh, for those who live alone, this is for you. I screamed, ran out of my room and yelled, Dad, I saw a huge spider. Can you come kill it? I hope the man standing in my closet didn't notice that I saw him or realize the fact that I was actually home alone. Woo! This is a good one. I don't know about y'all, but I do like spending my days alone in my house. And I do a lot of trips where I'm alone, either in an Airbnb or in a house or a hotel room. And I've never really have the fear of somebody's gonna watching me sleep or somebody's gonna get me or somebody's gonna break in. But trust me, sometimes late at night when I wake up to use the bathroom or get some water like 2, 3 a.m., I'm just like, I hope nobody's here because I will get very scared. A single tear fell down her cheek as she slowly walked down the aisle. Bidding starts at 100,000, said the man with the microphone. Damn. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why. Oh, I don't want to comment on this one. Yeah. I can imagine being sold. Oh, no. The boy kept staring into my eyes as he dragged his mother's corpse inside, peeled off her skin, and hung it next to me. For the first time ever, I, the monster in his closet, was terrified of him. This kind of reminds me of that joke where I'm like, yeah, my sleep paralysis demon's probably mad at me because I haven't slept in the last 4 days. Yo, all right, let's do a couple more. I'm actually having fun reading these. I remember my mom asking me to draw what heaven looked like, as I believed it was where my sister lived. What you drew is called a forest, said an officer visiting me that afternoon. And now we need you to tell us where. I'm guessing the sibling either had a vision of where the sister may be buried or the dead body may be, or I don't know, because I've seen cases where kids somehow know a past life of theirs and how they died and tell them full-on stories and details, and somehow they'll guide them to where their past life body was buried. I'm not saying I believe in reincarnation, but there's so many cases like that of children just knowing so much detail of somebody else's life. Crazy. But this here, I hope they found the sister. I love this right here. This is so a la Resident Evil, Dawn of the Dead. I promised my wife to keep the last bullet for her when she was bitten by a zombie. I just realized it's been 9 months and I should have kept another one for what's eating its way out of her body now. Oof. So there was a baby zombie that pretty much just ate her from the inside out. That scene must have been horrific. Oh, congratulations, by the way. Happy Father's Day. Did you know that plane tickets are cheaper than surgery? Well, at least that's what my relatives must have thought when they flew to my funeral after denying my pleas for financial help. That is a sad note to end on. Damn. So they didn't want to help them financially because I guess money or whatever, but they're buying a ticket to go see this person because they're dead. And I've always said this, that when I die, don't cry for me. Don't buy me flowers. I'm dead. There's nothing you can do to bring me back. Celebrate the things we've done. You know, let's celebrate all the things, all the memories we have, but don't cry for me. But this is very sad because this person was like, hey, help me, and help was denied. But now that they've died, they're like, oh, well, let's go pay our respects. I'm like, no, you could have just helped out a little bit and this would have been avoided. Damn, that got me a little upset. That sucks. All right, everybody, I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed this part 2 of me reacting to 2-sentence horror stories. If you want a part 3, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any good 2-sentence horror stories, write them down in the comment section down below and I will react to those actually. So if you have any good stories, put them down and let me react to those. With that being said, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Spooky channel, tell your friends about this spooky video, and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your day and expect more spooky stuff. All right, love you guys. God bless. Bye. Stay spooky.